Have you ever wondered why the mammoth, a creature so large and strong, disappeared from our planet? These incredible animals, mammoths, were much like the elephants of today, but with a twist. They were bigger, stronger, and had long, curved tusks that could reach up to 16 feet in length. That's longer than a pickup truck. Mammoths roamed the earth for millions of years during a time known as the Ice Age. They had thick, shaggy hair to keep them warm, and their large size made them nearly invincible. But despite their strength and dominance, they vanished. This has left scientists scratching their heads for centuries, trying to solve the mammoth mystery. Was it a sudden climate change? Or maybe a deadly disease? Or could it have been the work of early humans? It's a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma, and we're just itching to solve it. Join us as we uncover the secrets of these magnificent beasts. Imagine a world thousands of years ago filled with giants. One of those giants was the mammoth. Let's travel back in time to a world that was much different from our own. This was the prehistoric era, a time when the continents looked different, the climate was colder, and the creatures that walked the earth were nothing short of extraordinary. Among these extraordinary creatures was the mammoth, a giant that towered over most other animals of its time. Mammoths were like the elephants of today, but bigger, much bigger. Picture an elephant, but then imagine it growing taller, broader, and more powerful. That's a mammoth. Now, what really set mammoths apart were their long, curved tusks. These tusks could grow up to 16 feet long. That's about the same length as a small bus. They used these tusks for a variety of tasks, like digging for food under the snow and battling other mammoths. These tusks were not just for show, they were vital tools for survival. And then there was their coat. Mammoths had a thick, shaggy coat of fur, much like a shaggy dog, but even thicker. This coat was a perfect adaptation to the harsh, icy environments they called home. It kept them warm during the long, frigid winters and protected them from the biting cold winds. Mammoths were, in short, living marvels of the prehistoric era. Their enormous size, their long curved tusks, their thick shaggy coat, all were testament to the wonder and grandeur of nature's creations. These giants roamed the earth for millions of years, living in different parts of the world, from North America to Europe, from Asia to Africa. They thrived in the icy tundras, adapting and evolving to survive in some of the harshest conditions on Earth. These awe-inspiring creatures were well adapted to their harsh, icy homes. Their physical features, their resilience, and their sheer size all made them one of the most magnificent creatures of the prehistoric era. A day in the life of a mammoth was anything but ordinary. Imagine waking up to a fresh, crisp morning in the Ice Age. As a mammoth, your day would be filled with exciting activities. First things first, breakfast. Mammoths were herbivores, meaning they feasted on a diet of vegetation. This could include grass, flowers, shrubs, and even the bark of trees. A mammoth could chomp down nearly 500 pounds of food in a single day. That's the weight of a small car. After breakfast, it would be time for a bit of socializing. You see, mammoths were social creatures. They lived in herds, led by the oldest and largest female, known as the matriarch. Within these herds, mammoths would interact, communicate, and even play with each other. They used their long, curved tusks to spar and show off, much like modern elephants do today. But life wasn't all fun and games for these ancient creatures. The Ice Age was a time of extreme weather, with freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall. Survival was a daily struggle. Mammoths had to constantly search for food, and they often had to defend themselves and their young from predators like the fearsome saber-toothed tiger. And yet, despite these challenges, mammoths thrived. Their large bodies, covered in thick woolly hair, were perfectly adapted to withstand the cold. They had long, curved tusks to dig through snow and find food, and they had each other. The bond between mammoths in a herd was strong, and they looked out for one another in a world that was often harsh and unforgiving. So as the sun set on another day in the life of a mammoth, these magnificent creatures would gather once more. They'd huddle together, sharing warmth, companionship, and a sense of safety in the icy wilderness. the mammoth's life was a testament to survival in some of the planet's harshest conditions. Despite their strength and adaptability, mammoths faced challenges that they could not overcome. Imagine for a moment a world that was once dominated by these majestic creatures, the mammoths. Their colossal presence was felt across the globe, from the icy tundras to the green plains. But then, their numbers began to dwindle, and eventually they disappeared. So what happened? What caused the downfall of these magnificent giants? Well, there are two main theories that scientists believe may have led to their extinction. The first is climate change. As the Ice Age ended, the Earth began to warm up. This caused a significant change in the mammoths' environment. Their icy homes started to melt, and the lush grasslands they fed on began to disappear. Despite their impressive adaptability, the mammoths struggled to survive in these new conditions. The second theory is overhunting by early humans. As humans evolved and spread out across the world, they came into contact with mammoths. These early humans quickly discovered that mammoths were a valuable source of food, fur, and bones for tools. The mammoths, despite their size, were no match for the cunning and resourcefulness of humans. The pressure from hunting, combined with the changing environment, proved too much for the mammoth populations to withstand. But why is it important to understand what happened to the mammoths? Well, the story of the mammoth is not just a tale of a species that disappeared thousands of years ago. It's a story about the power of change, the impact of humans on the environment, and the delicate balance of nature. The mammoth's story is a mirror reflecting our own actions and their consequences. It reminds us that we are not just observers in this world, but active participants. Our actions, whether big or small, can have a profound impact on the world around us. The mammoth's story serves as a stark reminder of the impact we can have on our planet and its inhabitants. So let's take a moment to remember these ancient giants and the lessons they have left behind. The mammoth may be gone, but it is far from forgotten. These magnificent creatures with their long curved tusks and shaggy coats were once the rulers of the Ice Age. Their incredible size and strength, coupled with an ability to withstand the harshest of climates, made them true survivors. They lived in herds, nurturing their young and roaming the icy plains in search of food. But, like many great beasts before and after them, the mammoths fell victim to a changing world. A warming climate combined with the pressures of human hunting led to their untimely downfall. Their disappearance marked the end of an era, leaving behind only bones, tusks, and the occasional frozen specimen as a testament to their existence. As we remember these giants of the past, we are reminded of the fascinating diversity of life on our planet and the importance of preserving it for the generations to come.